Let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah.
All right, speaking of comic book stuff, I know we gotta get a lot into that, but that's one of the most popular things in the movie world right now. A blast from the past is what I'm calling this. Now, let's do a little history here. Back when Batman vs. Superman was announced, Marvel then decided to do Captain America: Civil War. DC would have beat them to the punch on that one, but Marvel ended up releasing that film first. And of course, we had this conversation last week about which came first, Deadpool or Deathstroke. More like an argument, kind of. But anyway, so now it seems DC and Marvel are back at it again a little bit. Last year, it was heavily rumored and just confirmed this week, Michael Keaton's Batman from the 1989 and 1992 Tim Burton films will be appearing in the Flash movie next year as they do their multiverse, alternate reality film. And Marvel is doing the same thing in Spider-Man Far From Home, which will again release before DC. When this week it was confirmed as well, the same week that Alfred Molina is coming back to play Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 in the new Spider-Man film. With the alternate realities makes this possible. What do you guys think about this with this competition? I mean, here we go. But again, competition breeds success.
But you can't really call it a competition.
No, at DC there is none right now.
Yeah, it's like.
But they had these ideas
while Marvel was playing chess.
Yeah,
it's just and the thing is too, though. I mean, I wonder how they're going to explain the fact that Doc Ock, he was dead. The big rumor is that the Green Goblin, William Dafoe's Green Goblin, will be back too. The same with Jamie Foxx's Electro. These are all characters that have been, killed.
With Jamie Foxx's Electro, though, I've heard they're going to give it like a bit of an overhaul, so it's from a different dimension, so it doesn't have to be the exact same. He'll have probably a different outfit and probably character and things like that. He's probably not going to be the Riddler from Batman Forever like he was in that film.
But I am excited about all of that. I'm definitely excited about Michael Keaton playing Batman again.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to see it. That's gonna be dope. But it's just like I said, calling it a competition. It's one-sided as shit because DC's been kind of playing off the back foot of the whole comic book superhero game.
Yeah, they're like, what, 8 years too fucking late to start this universe?
Mm-hmm. I will say this, though. Even though, we can debate about whether it's a competition or not, the one thing that DC and... Oh, crap. I kind of... my train of thought derailed.
Why did you
okay.
Like that? No,
sorry.
Because I speed pass like that shit like you just did.
You're gonna make me lose it again.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I was just
Hey, quit badgering the moderator, all right?
This is not an easy job. I'd like to see you try it.
This is what his job entails.
Yeah, trying to keep things straight, especially with this crew.
Hey, pardon me.
Just say. But anyway, what I was going to say was, even though they may be competing or not, I'm interested to see how DC handles the multiverse and the alternate realities, because they're going to take like the old Batman movies, the old Superman movies. They all exist in their own separate Earths, right? So they all are in one long storyline, but they're all in their own storyline sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where Marvel is going to be approaching this a little bit differently. They're still telling their singular story, but they're going to branch off and bring those characters in to their one singular vision. So it's going to be a little bit different approach. So at least in that case, there's going to be a little bit of a difference. So I'm excited to see how they go about it.
DC's just going to fumble the ball. They always do. And it's not, I don't think it's really, it's not because of the actors or anything really like that. I just think Warner Brothers, who controls a big portion of DC, really wants to just get shit out there, and they want to compete with Marvel, and instead of doing things the right way and letting things build and do it properly, they rush.
Yep.
Whether they got a good script or not, or this or that, and once in a blue moon they'll hit gold, but more than likely they strike out.
And that sucks because like they could have, if they weren't so worried about what Marvel was doing and trying to compete on that end, I think Justice League would have ended up 10 times better overall.
If it had a proper build to it.
Yeah.
I mean, because they only had...
You didn't have to do exactly what Marvel did to bring in each... You know how there was always that end credit scene, and you were anticipating that end credit scene, like to see, okay, who's the next character. Uh, DC had the chance to do something along the same lines with that whole thing, and they just fucking didn't.
I mean, they immediately went to the team up in the second film.
Yeah,
A little bit.
They should have taken the time and built each character, like you were saying. I mean, introduce a character, a movie, and then build up to that big Avengers team up. I mean,
because even if you were, a few steps behind Marvel, at least at that point, you're still putting out good content to where it's like, I don't mind that, okay, Marvel did it first and you're playing. That doesn't matter to me. If it was good, I'm still going to be like, okay, I see what they're doing here. Now I want to see what you're doing here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you could have got the same result, and it would have been 10 times better. I would have loved it, honestly, if the Justice League was the last of the movies. You know what I mean?
At least about fifth or sixth film. I think it ended up being, what, the fourth?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, with a Suicide Squad thrown in there. But, I mean...
And they need to recast, too. I'm sorry.
Well, that's going to happen. That's happening because, I mean, they're going to keep Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam. But I think Batman, Ben Affleck, this is the last time you're going to see him in this movie, too. Superman's probably...
He was one of the best ones besides
Agreed.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah. But, I mean...
You got to poop?
No, I wasn't a fan of Batfleck.
Oh. Well, I mean...
Why? Hold on. Why?
Okay, yeah.
He didn't do it for me.
Who would have?
I don't know.
We had a coworker who had the same.
Yeah, so I'm like, I want to know, like, if it wasn't Ben, like, what was it about him? What was it about Ben Affleck's Batman that you didn't like?
I don't know. I'm tired. It's fucking 2:30.
Like for
it's
me,
2:30.
It's dude,
something like that. But anyway,
Jesus Christ!
So, like,
we got a late start, but yeah.
For me, I didn't find Ben Affleck bad as Batman.
No,
I'm not saying he was bad. I just didn't do it for me as a Batman fan.
Well, go ahead.
It was just for me. He was the old grizzled Batman, so I wasn't too put off by his. He wasn't. He didn't act it out bad. He's not a bad actor.
But I think that's what put a lot of people off, though, because if you're going to start a new cinematic universe, starting off with a Batman who's doing this for 20 years. And we don't see the character development of this particular Batman. But however, the other side of that coin is we'd seen the origin of Batman multiple times. And I get why they did not do that. And I appreciate that. I still
don't have to have that. Why couldn't you be okay with... Hell, why couldn't you be okay with a veteran 20-year-old... 20 years in the game Batman putting a team together? Like, why wouldn't that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I personally didn't have an issue with it, but there are some people who have had that that argument. But
all right, so DC...
I had no issue with Ben necessarily in anything other than just I can't put it into words. His Batman just didn't do it for me.
And that's fair.
I got you. I understand. I can respect that.
Yeah.
But DC is like a guy who has a really hot-looking girlfriend who has a really hot friend, and you're trying to get said hot friend into a threesome. You're rushing it. You can't just be like, first date, hey baby, bring your girl to bed. No, you can't. You gotta ease it in. You gotta put your little toe in the water, and you gotta wiggle it around, see if you know how it feels and whatnot.
That is
and then you slide the invitation out.
Well, look what Marvel's doing right now. They just had Avengers Endgame. They had at least 2, if not 3 or more of their main Avengers roster retire or die. So they are starting again from ground zero, phase 1 all over again. They're having to build up new characters, and they're doing it slowly so we get invested. And I think I have hope though that DC with this Flash movie that is going to reset some things, that after this, hopefully they've learned their lesson finally after, what is it now, 8 years, and they will finally start to build slowly and stop rebooting. We've talked about that too. So if they get to that
point, DC's like a toxic relationship. You shouldn't be in it, but for whatever reason you can.
They have one get out of jail free card, and that's Flashpoint, and they're going to be doing a version of that to correct their universe. After that, I don't know if you can do it again. I mean, there's probably like Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, there's always been comic stories I guess you could do that with, but this is going to be their one shot, I think, before they lose a lot of fans completely.
Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.